Stop ripping your hair out when you comb it. I'm going to show you the proper way from a hair professional's perspective on how to comb your hair properly without breaking it and ripping it out. First things first, stop combing your hair out and getting rid of the tangles and knots with a hair cutting comb. This literally is creating more and more knots. I can't even comb through this. So I freshly rinse this hair out. And this is one key factor that really is going to play a difference. If you're using really, really poor quality shampoos and conditioners, that's the first thing that is preventing you from being able to get through those knots in your hair. That's basically the first foundation of this whole thing. Next, it comes down to the tools. So if you are using a hair cutting comb, stop. If you're not using any sort of treatment spray or detangling spray, you need to start using one. So I'm going to demonstrate what I do as a professional in order to comb out the hair without breaking it, getting rid of all the knots. I have this mannequin here, and then I have a somewhat longer female mannequin hair, and I'm going to show you the two. So this hair is, I would say, relatively longer. It's not a skin fade. It's not, a buzz cut, obviously. So anytime you have any hair length that is probably about, 3 inches, 4 inches long or so, you're gonna have to comb through this. It's going to get knotty. And the best tool that I could suggest for this is my 25 spray. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shake the bottle up because it's a thicker consistency. Again, this is exactly what I've done for lots and lots of clients, hundreds of clients over the years, utilizing this spray and this method. So I'm going to comb, I'm going to spray the 25 spray in pretty generously. Now it's called 25 spray because it has 25 benefits. Next thing, I'm going to take my anti-static vent brush because the bristles are going to help get through that hair, and also this has a rubber handle so it's got a good grip on it. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start towards the ends of the hair, and you can see what's happening now. I'm literally getting right through it. Let's go back to that one side here where the comb couldn't get through it, and watch. Just like that, with one comb, one brush like this, it's getting through the knots. And now you can get closer and closer and closer to the scalp, and now it's combing out. Now, this is fairly matted right up top here. If the hair gets matted, this is what you need to do. When I say matted, I mean it goes into clumps to where the hair will not comb out because it's all bunched together. The best tip, this is a pro tip here, is you want to make sure you are holding your hand flat on the head like this to create some tension. Trust me, because what you're doing is you're protecting the hair on the scalp, and what's going to happen is as you comb it, it's going to actually prevent the hair from ripping from the scalp and actually causing some pain. It can be very painful. So I'm applying pressure right on the scalp, so I'm really focusing on the ends of the hair. And now I'm going to comb the ends like this, and you can see, and if you have a sensitive scalp, then you can do it a little bit lighter. And now what's happening is I'm getting rid of those knots towards the ends first, and then I can work my way from the scalp. Again, I can be as gentle as I want, and I'm going to lightly comb this out. Now, will you get some ripping? Possibly. It's not like it's never gonna rip, again, because it's so matted, so you will feel some of that tension. However, this is really helping get through the hair much easier, and trust me, the last thing you want to do is use a hair cutting comb to get through that hair. So once again, here we go. We have some knots right in the front and some heavy, heavy duty tangles. Let me show you what happens when I use a comb. Ready? So this is that matted part right here. Watch this. I can't even get through it. Look at this. So that is the problem. Stop using this because that is what is ripping out your hair. Another option, this is a carbon comb. So you can do the same thing if you like carbon combs. This actually gets through the hair fairly easy because the teeth are so wide, and it allows you to kind of get a little more coverage on it. It just depends on what type of tool you like to use. So here we go. Once again, it's very, very knotty, and I apply pressure on the scalp. Let's go on this other side here, and this side has been untouched as of right now. And what I'm going to do is apply pressure right in through here, and now I'm able to comb those ends. You see how I'm working the ends? If I didn't, watch what happens. The hair it'll get stuck, and you start ripping and ripping, and that's when you start damaging and breaking your hair. So you can also section the hair like this. You can take little sections and do it, phase by phase. Here's another section. Comb through like this, right? That's what's great about this type of comb, is that you can create a section with it. And that's another big pro tip, is that if you feel like you're getting lost or you're getting stuck and you just can't get through it, create a section like this and then comb the hair out. Let's go back to the vent brush. This is my favorite brush ever. And I'm now going to comb it. Now, make sure you work the hair in all directions, right? Because what's happening is it may feel like the knots are out, but they're really not. But what's happening is there's no resistance, there's no really snagging or anything like that. Again, it's sometimes natural to feel a little bit of snagging depending on, like how damaged your hair might be or how dry it is. That's where utilizing the proper tools and products is going to help. So this front here is really, really, really matted down. And let's turn this way so you can see right here. And now I'm going to use my vent brush, and I'm going to comb actually downwards like this, right? So I'm applying pressure to the scalp, and I'm combing the hair in a variety of different directions, as you can see. Sometimes that really, really helps. Once again, press down really firmly on that scalp. You're actually pushing your hair down to the scalp, so you can actually use a bit more force to get that hair to move and untangle. And if you need to use more product, you can use more product, but you see what happens when I comb the hair in a variety of different directions. What's happening is it's actually allowing the hair to be a lot more free. And here we go. Now I'm gonna comb this all back, and we have pretty much a knot-free head of hair. And you also see I'm combing upwards like this. I'm brushing upwards. So make sure that you are not restricting yourself to, oh, it has to all go straight back. No. So here is the carbon comb, and if you get maybe one or two more knots, again, that's fine, just comb through it like this. But there's like one or two hairs that came from this. And also, if you don't know, you lose pretty much, 50 hairs to 100 hairs per day naturally. So if you see a couple come out, that's fine. But if you start ripping and combing and just like destroying your hair because you're so aggressive like this and you see a whole bunch of hair coming out, well, that's because you're not using the right tools, the right technique, the right products, and all that stuff. It really makes a difference. And that could be a reason why maybe you may be losing your hair or so. All right, now I have another mannequin. This is a female mannequin. So let's see, maybe you have a bob haircut or something like this to where it's a bit longer. Same exact thing. This is literally all matted and tangled. I'm going to take my 25 spray. I'm going to spray it, and you can work, towards the ends pretty generously. Make sure you get all in, the root area. And there's also, it's beneficial for your hair. It's like a multivitamin for your hair. So spraying a lot of it is not a bad thing. All right, here we go. Now, when you're dealing with longer hair, what you have to make sure you're doing is that you do start from the bottom. What I like to do is I will actually take the hair like this and make a little ponytail and hold the hair like so. And then I start to brush it out like this. All right, get those ends out, because what happens is if you start from the top, you're actually gonna create more of a knot and it gets trapped. It gets trapped down through here. So next thing, and I may even section this. Now look, I'm able to comb this straight out like that. Let's take another section and comb it straight down. See how I'm getting those knots right out? Once again, if I were to try to comb this on longer hair, look what's happening. The comb literally is stuck. I'm forcing all of this knot into a bigger knot like this. The comb will snap in half. Stop using a comb like this. So let's take that section, and if you're watching this and you have maybe a daughter in the house who has really, really curly hair or super long hair that gets knotted all the time, this tool, this product, these are gonna be your best friends. Now, let's go right through the top here again. Boom. Now when I'm doing this and working on a client or any sort of, even if I'm just doing this on my own, not filming, I will spray 25 spray in, take this brush, and I'm combing through this thing, and I'm getting through it within seconds. So I'm just doing this a little bit slower for demonstration purposes, but literally 3 seconds, and you can get rid of the knots. And now I'm able to comb the hair like this, and if I was going to cut it, it's a smooth, nice head of hair now. I can get through it. There's no knots whatsoever, and look how nice that is. Okay, even with the fine teeth of the comb. Look, I'm able to comb right through it. I know this is something that you may overlook, but if a lot of you are damaging your hair, you're not combing it properly, you're seeing a ton of breakage, it starts with the tools that you're using. And I highly suggest you check them out. I really appreciate this. If you found this helpful, please like the video, leave a comment, and I will see you all next time for another video.